One of the biggest stories to come out of the NWSL in the last few weeks was former San Diego Wave video and creative manager Brittany Alvarado releasing a statement accusing Wave Club president Jill Ellis of creating an abusive workspace. Meg, what was your reaction to this when the news broke?
Well, first and foremost, my love and support is with Brittany, whom I know, and I'm giving her lots of virtual hugs and sending her good thoughts on her healing journey from afar. It's not easy to speak out in such a manner that she did. She made herself really vulnerable, and it's not easy to speak out. And so I stand with her. I stand with Jenny and Bernadette and the other former Wave employees who have also come forward with their stories that are all in alignment with what Brittany's statement said. I can't even wrap my brain around it. It's just so disappointing that in the year 2024 that we're still having this conversation with everything the league has been through, that we're still perpetuating these types of work environments. I have dedicated most of my career to loving and helping grow this league. And then at the same time, it's hard to want to help grow and love this league when this is still happening. I want to see women's soccer continue to grow, especially in America. It's really hard for me in good conscience to continue to advocate for, like, we need more women in soccer, we need more women playing soccer, when it's just the same bullshit over and over. And I think too, even on the player side, we're seeing a lot of teenagers playing in the league, which is exciting that youth is being developed. And then you also take a step back and you're like, but damn, we still have abusive and toxic environments happening in the league. And now we're involving minors in that. Like, that's really concerning. So I have a lot of mixed thoughts on it, but it's really disappointing.
With this history, especially with the history that we had and everything that happened last year, to think that this is still going on, we all thought that there was solutions, and it kind of feels like it was not pushed to the side, but it hasn't been dealt with how it's supposed to be dealt with.
Well, and I don't know even like what the right solve is, because it's truly a systemic issue. And what I think would be necessary is transparency in who are these other people. Because my concern is, in some of those statements and other stories that were coming out from former Wave employees is, oh, my former manager said this to me or treated me in such a manner, but they're no longer there. And so to me, I'm like, well, where are they? And frankly, like, who are they? And it's not on Brittany or these other people who were already brave and vulnerable enough to come forward to then out those people. But that type of transparency, I think, is important, because they're probably at a different club. Are they still in the league? Are they in other sports? And unfortunately, highly likely that they may be continuing that same cycle somewhere else. And again, as women who work in sports, even outside of soccer, it's already a tough place for us to be. And we've seen people struggle with their mental health, both on the player side and the front office side, because the long hours, the inability to disconnect. And the last thing we need are managers and people in leadership positions creating an abusive environment. So I don't know what the solve is. As you said, we thought measures have been put into place to eliminate this, but it seems like it's still happening.
Yeah, we're sending lots and lots of love to everyone dealing with this, going through this, or who have just had like something like this happen to them, because it's never fun, especially when you have to take it to social media for your story to even be heard. And that's one of the parts that just absolutely breaks my heart.
I think it's also important to remember that these individuals like Brittany and others who have come forward, they really have nothing to gain from this other than hoping to see progress and change. We have to look back to Sydney Leroux and Megan Rapinoe and other players who have tried sharing their similar stories. And then we see Sydney spoke about it. Even Alex Morgan, leader, plays for the Wave, came out and showed support for Brittany and the others. Like, people have been trying to tell us something. I think it's time we pay attention.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.